We talked at halftime just about having a little bit more pride in that, and I thought the guys did a great job the second half of really playing the type of defense that they're capable of playing. The matchup zone really helped us in the second half, and hold the team down to 28% from the field is probably where we need to be on most nights, particularly in this preseason. So offensively, we're a terrific basketball team. We can really score. I felt all along if we can make our free throws, we'd be averaging 100 points a game, but I don't know how long that's going to last in terms of you start running people like Kansas State, and certainly we get the Pac-10 play, but it is nice to see that we're in a great comfort zone with some of the adjustments we made coming out of the summer to our offense, that we can really score and share the basketball, and any time you have 7 guys in double figures, I mean, those are some amazing stats that are sitting there on that sheet. I'm pleased with where we were the second half. I'm not very pleased where we were the first half, and luckily, though, we made the adjustments at halftime.
You talked about getting a little more bench time. Looked like you want to get Mitch in there.
I thought Mitch played really well in the game. I thought that Kendrick Longmire played really well in the game, and obviously Cameron Brown, so that takes us to 8 deep. I'd like to get one more guy, and that might be Churchill. I think he can give us some minutes at times too, coming off that bench, but I was just pleased with those 3 guys that they made the most of their minutes and didn't have too many breakdowns in the game when they were on the floor.
Coach, what does it do to have Bryce back in the lineup on offense and on defense?
Well, the biggest thing, it gives us another guy in the rotation where you can rest Malik and rest Juwan Porter, and you've got him coming off the Bryce starting the game. You can move guys in and out of the game a little bit more freely now in terms of your starters. And what that does for you offensively is give you more firepower, and what it gives you defensively is more energy. And I thought we had terrific energy the second half of the game. We kind of wore them out a little bit. I mean, they depended on 2 guys to do all their scoring. They're 2 terrific players. You know, they could definitely play in the Pac-10 conference, but as the game went on, they started to fatigue a little bit, and we put our cushion on them, put our run on them, and took control of the game.
Did you work more on defense this week coming off the St. Mary's game?
Well, we worked on it. The biggest thing with us defensively is just making a commitment to do it. I mean, you can work all you want, but when it gets time to get on that floor at halftime, there wasn't a lot of adjustments by us as a staff. It was just a conversation of, you know what it takes to get it done. It's up to them to get it done right now, and I'm happy to see that they came out of the locker room and they did what they needed to do to hold the team down in terms of that shooting percentage. So we're going to go right back to work on it again, one-on-one basketball, blocking off, keep people off the board, since Kansas State is a terrific fast break team. They're a great driving team, and they're very, very physical in terms of rebounding the basketball.
How about Javon's second half? You know, energy in the second half. He had 14 of 14 at the end.
He just continues to get better. The more confidence he gets, the more comfortable he gets, and the better he plays. I talked to him a couple of times about increasing his rebound stats. They're playing catch with himself to get those rebound numbers up, but he's done a nice job, I think, in terms of really filling in that 5th spot and starting, and we saw that coming out of the spring and certainly coming out of the fall, just how hard he worked over the summer and everything.
Do you sense the team is on a roll where, I mean, early did you think this was a 120 point game, or were you going to need that with the way they were?
I've told them every day in practice, and we've had this conversation quite a bit, that if they make their free throws, they're averaging over 100 points a game right now. And I knew we had one of those games in us, and as the score gets rolling, you feel that rhythm to your offense there. Yes, and if you keep your starters on the floor, maybe you go to 120 points. And you make your free throws tonight, you're at 120 points in the game again. So there is a rhythm to the game that you can sense that you get into, and we certainly got into it early in this game. It had nothing to do with our offense. We were in a great rhythm in the first half, and it just continued into the second half. Them playing zone slowed it down a little bit, so you didn't get as many shots in the second half. Us playing zone slowed it down a little bit, but we continued to shoot the ball very, very well and share the ball well too.
Coach, we talk about Kansas State, just what you know about them, what do you expect to see?
Beasley, as we call him, Beastly. You know, he's an unbelievable basketball player for a freshman, that he can go out and get you 20 and 20 on a night, or 30 and 20 on a night. That's pretty impressive to do that. So we know they are a tough, physical basketball team. They got a great home court advantage sitting there, and we're going to have our hands full. So it's going to be a very important road trip for us, and a tough road trip for us, because we leave out of here at about 7 o'clock or so on Tuesday night and bus to Portland, and we get up at 5 and fly out at 7:45. We get in at 3:30 or 4, and then we bus another 2.5 hours to Manhattan, and then we practice that night and get up the next day and play the game. So, You know, it's a tough trip, it's a tough place to get into, it's tough getting out of Eugene, and people need to understand just how tough our travel is when we play teams like that in the Midwest, and especially when we go east. We went through the same thing with Georgetown last year. So we've got to make sure we handle ourselves the next few days, get rested, stay on top of our academics, because when we get back, those guys are going right into finals week as well, too. Okay, thank you.